Hi SheerLuxe, I'm Irene Forte and welcome to my London home. I live here with my husband, my 2 kids and our dog Sherlock. And we bought the house about 3 years ago. It took us about a year to get planning permission because it's a grade 2 listed house. And I think there was a bit of a COVID hangover. It took us a year to do the works. And so we moved in about just over a year ago. So I really wanted to create a family home, a forever home, a home that felt timeless, that wasn't going to date, that mixed antiques with modern elements and a lot of different textures and earthy tones that really kind of give a nod to nature and the natural world. I also wanted to create a home that was very calm and like a sanctuary. The street we live on is very quiet and London is quite hectic and busy, so it's really a space that gives a sense of well-being. So given my background in luxury hospitality, my father founded Irene Forte Hotels and I worked with him for almost 8 years. I got to really experience beautiful hotels across the globe, and my mother's also very into interior design and has created beautiful homes. So those experiences have definitely influenced me, and my obsession with design being all about the detail. So from even the switches to the different choices of lights, the different choices of materials, all of that kind of combined for me, it's a beautiful home and environment. Ultimately, this is a British house, a London home, so I think it's always important to reflect the location that you're in, but of course, like, I love the idea of craftsmanship, Italian craftsmanship, so that comes out even in the homeware, so the plates, the glasses, a lot of kind of different Italian lights, but some antiques as well. So a real mix of different pieces that are Italian or by Italian designers, but also like wanting to reflect the heritage of the house and being in London too. So in terms of starting the design for a room, I tend to look at how much natural light there is in a room. So for a room that has a lot of natural light, I tend to go for lighter colors, more whites, creams, etc., because the room doesn't need to be particularly lifted in any way. Whereas for kind of the slightly darker rooms, like more basement-y rooms, we've gone for more color to really lift the room and give the room more atmosphere. I think when designing a home, it's about taking your time. I made a lot of mistakes in my first apartment where things then didn't go together and I needed to undo things. And so here, the house isn't finished. There's still things to add, but I really wanted to live in the space, experience it to understand what else was needed. So just taking your time. And then I think the other lesson I've learned, that with having 2 young kids and a big dog, things get ruined quite quickly, and you just have to accept that and try and keep things as pristine as you can along the way. So this is the sitting room. It's the room where the kids are not allowed. It's got a lot of natural light, as you can see, so we really wanted to keep light, earthy colors. This is very much the green of my skincare packaging, so I love this Ransom and Dunn sofa that we did in this green, the Irene Forte green I call it. Studio Wilson Kopp made these for us, and again in a similar green, and I like the splash of like slightly stronger colors like the cobalt blue here. These are Porto Romana lamps. And then again, like nodding to the natural world and nature, this lamp is by Paolo Moschino, made of shells. This is a beautiful sculptural table that was the first piece ever made in this marble because the quarry had just opened, and it was designed by Alice Gillincrock and James Elliott. Alice helped us to design the home. And then we've got like a lot of modern pieces in here, but these are 2 antique bookshelves that we found, and then we had one kind of copied, and then this is just Zara Home, and we had it painted to match the wood of the antique bookshelves. So again, like playing on things, trying to get things to match, mixing old with new. And there's a lot of stone in here, again mixing textures like the woods with the paper table, the velvet with the kind of more textured material, and then the plain linen curtains. So we created this little breakfast nook, we call it, and this had cupboards here before, so it's actually become quite a nice room where you see outside, and you'll see like the mix of lights. We have an antique light here, modern light here, and we thought the paneling would give like a very nice cozy feel. And then the kitchen, so we stripped the kitchen back, we have the natural beams now. It's so light already, so we didn't want to do too much, and the kitchen is quite simple. It's done by solar. This is a Belgian blue stone worktop, which is a nod to my husband who grew up in Brussels. This is by Neutra Design, so it's I think the son of the founder of B&B set up this company. It's a beautiful marble table. And then we really wanted to create an orangery feeling, so you'll see that we have a few plants in here. One day we'll have more. Then there's kind of antique cupboard there, and so a real mix of modern and a lot of play on like these fun lights, these lights as well. And this kitchen, you can actually hide it. So the idea was having a dinner party at home, because we don't have a dining room, that you can hide all the mess and kind of close it off. And I'm a terrible cook, but my husband is a very good cook, so the kitchen part and technical part was very important to him. So this little guest loo is quite fun. We've got a beautiful marble sink by the Marble Dog, and I like mixing kind of, again, more modern light with an antique mirror, and then of course lots of Irene Forte Skincare products in there. So now let's head down to my basement. So this is an example of a darker room with less natural light. So we decided to lift this room with the yellow, kind of beautiful burnt orange curtains. And then this is a sofa that I had in my first apartment, which is great for watching movies. So this is kind of the cinema room, but really playroom. And there's a screen that comes down here. And you'll see the kind of movie posters as well. And then we've got a little secret room here, which is hidden, and it's the kids' little playroom with a lot of green and feeling of being in a jungle. This is just a futon, so they can lie there, and very fun. So this is a Burwood veneer. It's a bit of a cheaper way to do a bookshelf, but we really liked the textured effect of the Burwood, and then like keeping the colour of the walls behind in the bookshelf. And then you'll have, I studied French and Italian literature, so you have a lot of my university books, and then my husband's French, so you have a lot of his books too. And then this little fun statue, but that was already there, and my husband's a Leo, so we thought the lion head fountain was quite fun to keep. We really liked this when we saw the home, because it feels like you're in a villa somewhere in the south of France, or even somewhere in Italy, and it doesn't quite feel like you're in London. So we're now going to go upstairs to the bedroom and the bathroom. The bathroom is one of my favourite rooms. You'll see there's a mix of like antique lights as well in here, and kind of more modern. I wanted this space to feel very light, relaxed, so the linen kind of dressing room curtains rather than doors made it softer. The burnt orange paint as well, I think is a very nice combination, and I'm wearing orange, I love this colour. And then you can kind of close off this room if you want. So we really just opened this room. And again, this is like a very simple bedroom in many ways. We've done like the specialist paint here. It's a slightly more kind of neutral beige tone to the rest of the house, which is more white. But again, this like gives texture, the specialist paint, and I think gives another layer to the interiors. And we've just like used linen bedside tables, so green fabric again, as you can see, green is one of my favorite colors, and bringing in a bit of pattern and print. I know you haven't seen a lot of print probably in the home. And I will take you to my bathroom. So again, this is not specialist paint, it's actually polished plaster, because with water, specialist paint can get ruined. And here I really wanted to create a beautiful space for my skincare, and a space that really could showcase my skincare. And my bottles are all stone. And so again, like the idea of quite a neutral marble with some green accents, because the brand is very much known for its green packaging. But yeah, I created this shelf really to display my skincare, but also easy access, because I have quite a heavy routine, I would say, morning and evening of Irene Forte Skincare. And I play around with the shelves. I lay things out in different ways on different days. And you can see that I've got a walk-in shower, and again, always like bronze, brass taps, fun shell light here, 2 antique lights, an antique mirror, and another like fun light there. And the lights are sometimes off center, because I like to play on having slightly different lights that are off center, not always totally symmetrical. Thank you for coming around my home with me. I hope you liked it.